Hello, Tim from Fair Play now on the 2nd of January 2024. So happy new year to you, and let's hope it's going to be a good one. And let's hope it's a year where ever more people wake up to the various scams that are played on us and continue to be played on us. And one little sign that I've come across today that might be the case, that more and more people are starting to awake to some of the nonsense, is an article that is literally dated today, 2nd of January, from what I normally call the Daily Fail, otherwise known as a very mainstream publication here in the UK, the Daily Mail. Because normally they report on rubbish, or they report on nothing when they should be reporting on it, if you know what I mean. In this instance, with this article, it sounds like, or looks like, they are actually reporting on some of the stuff they should have been reporting on for a long time. So this is the headline: over 200 service members demand Biden's military leadership be court-martialed and fired for forced experimentation on troops with the Lurgy V mandate, leaving significant physical and mental scars. So yes, that is an article that is in today's Daily Mail, and I think such articles represent the progress that we've made in raising awareness of issues like this. Because just think back to this time last year, early January of 2023, and before that, but no article like that would have ever appeared in either the Daily Mail or anywhere else mainstream media wise, would it? That would have been absolutely verboten. That it would have been going against the Lurgy and the V narrative. Oh, we can't have any bad news surrounding these marvellous things. You remember the sort of absolute zeal they pursued these things, that pursued the narrative, so much so that they wouldn't report on anything that went against it. Well, this seems to be somewhat of a sea change in that attitude. They are now starting to report on some of these stories, and yeah, I think that is a positive sign. And I also think that is down to us and our determination in the freedom movement to raise awareness on this. And I think as we come into this new year, 2024, not only have we got to keep up the pressure on that particular scam, that particular con that's been going on for pretty much 4 years now, but we also need to keep pressure on the other great con that the powers that shouldn't be are working on, and seem to be concentrating on more and more now. And of course, that is the climate con. How do I know it's a con? Well, there's many people, not just people like me, commentators on YouTube, but there's scientists, and there's many learned people, many people who know about this stuff, who categorically say and know that the whole thing is a load of nonsense. And I think more and more people are waking up to this. We made a good start in the freedom movement and beyond to begin raising awareness on this particular issue as well, and how this is a con, just like the other con involving the Lurgy. And I think more and more people are starting to wake up to this con as well, and that's only going to continue into 2024. Now, one thing I've seen, again, this was in the mainstream media, I think either today, maybe yesterday, very recently at any rate, and I think it was on the UK, one of the UK's major breakfast time shows, and they were talking about the concept of the carbon passport. Now, the idea of these, as you can probably guess, is you're going to have to go along. If you want to buy an air ticket to go to wherever, let's say Florida you want to go to, and you buy your air ticket or go to buy it, but you have to present your carbon passport, and if they deem that you've used up too many of your carbon credits for a particular year, you've already sort of flown to quite a few other places that year, well, sorry, you haven't got enough carbon credits left on your carbon passport to go to Florida this year. You can't go, sorry, you can't buy this ticket. And you can bet your life, even if you think that's a good idea, being sort of curtailed in your travelling, if it's for the greater good, I don't mind being curtailed a little bit. Well, you can bet your life that those limits will increase year on year. Your ability to sort of fly will be whittled away year on year until, I don't know, you're only allowed one short haul flight once every couple of years and one long haul flight every 5 years, and maybe not even that. So thin end of the wedge stuff, which the powers that shouldn't be seem to be ever so keen upon. It's always thin end of the wedge, and there's a thick end of the wedge behind that, as we all know. So not only is it absolutely ridiculous, it's more paperwork, it's more expense, it's more nonsense that might have to put up with if we allow this to come in, but it's such an injustice because it's trying to curtail your freedom to travel, which is an inalienable right, and that means that it's a God-given right, and no human being has the right to take that away from you. Your right to travel is sacrosanct, and nobody has the right. Doesn't matter what the excuse is, what the con is, it is your right to travel, and nobody must be allowed to take it away, whether it's in the form of carbon passports or anything else. So it's a complete and utter travesty, and by kind of raising awareness on these sort of stories, and also the whole net zero thing, the absolute absurdity of that. It can't be implemented properly unless basically we're all impoverished and sort of forced into a life of poverty. That's what net zero really means. So if we can raise awareness, and also if we can raise awareness that it's basically all for a non-existent problem. Again, that's not me saying it's a non-existent problem. It's climate experts, scientists, and many other people who are far more knowledgeable than me who say that it is a non-existent problem, and it's all designed really to take away your freedoms and designed to usher in a dystopian, authoritarian, totalitarian system where the powers that shouldn't be have got total and utter control over your life. So by me, many other people continuing to speak out against this sort of thing, we're doing what we can to raise awareness, and I think really 2024 is going to be the year where we raise awareness on the climate con, just as we did, like I say, with the other cons that we've had going before it. And yeah, 2024 is going to be our year, and rest assured, by the time we get to the end of this year, we're going to be in a far better place than we are now. We're going to be in a far more awakened place than we are now, and yeah, I totally 100% believe that. And I honestly believe the powers that shouldn't be are getting more and more desperate. Just as a little example of this, this is sad news as well. part of my awakening process involved watching a superb series of videos called Fall of the Cabal. There's basically 2 parts to it. Part 1 was 10 separate videos. Part 2 was kind of an ongoing thing that the creator was doing, bringing out a new video every couple of months or something like that. And she had got up to, I think it was about 27 or 28 of them. So part 2's got about that kind of number of videos on it. I'll try and find the latest one and put it in a link to it in the description box below. But the creator was this lady called Janet Ossebaard, a lady from the Netherlands who made these fantastic videos, Fall of the Cabal videos. And I started seeing reports about a month and a half ago that she had disappeared, and then about a month ago that she had committed suicide, or should that be committed suicide, if you know what I mean. These things tend to happen, unfortunately, to people who speak out against the system, against the narrative, and who are a little bit too good at doing so. Rather strange things seem to end up happening to them, whether it's having sort of false court cases brought against them, forcing them into exile, or making them sort of go to prison and that sort of thing, or worse, these suicides. And this is apparently what has happened to Janet. So just as a little tribute to Janet, I thought I'd mention this. Janet, if you're looking upon me from somewhere, thank you very much for being a big part in my awakening journey with your superb Fall of the Cabal series. And wherever you are, I hope you're in a better place. So yeah, sad news, but let's pay tribute to Janet by remembering the Fall of the Cabal. If you haven't seen it, do check out the one I'll be linking to in the description box, and then hopefully from there you can sort of do a bit of detective work and find all of the other ones as well. And probably if you have watched it, might be a good idea to watch it again, the whole lot, because there was so much in there, wasn't there? It's just a fantastic series. So let's not finish this video on quite such a downer. Well, it's more of a tribute to Janet and that series, so I'm trying to keep as upbeat as I can on this. She did her part in the Great Awakening, and the Great Awakening will go from strength to strength. And I think these things, these weird happenings, are a sign that the powers that shouldn't be are getting totally and utterly desperate. They know they've lost the game. They know that in these coming years that us in the freedom movement who think the way we do, we're going to be the ones who come through. We're going to be the ones who people start paying more and more attention to, no matter what they try and do to curtail our means to do so. We're just going to be carrying on. I know I'm going to be playing my very small part in that. I know everybody else who does this kind of thing will be as well. And for every person like Janet they get rid of, there's going to be 10 of us, there's going to be 100 of us who pop up to take her place. And 2024 is going to be our year. By the end of this year, there's going to be way more people awake to all of these scams, all of the kind of powers that shouldn't be nonsense than there are now, and things are just going to carry on from there. So yeah, look forward to 2024. It's going to be our year. Tim from Fair Play Now, thanks for watching.